my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too! Hello, everyone.
What up, everybody? It's good to see you guys still on the blue screen, as you can see. Good morning. Happy hump day to each and every one of you.
Hump day, yeah!
Let's get it. Hump day. That's it. Good morning, my neighbors. What's up, BJ, M-Man, Lit Dad, Andrew, Tank, Holy Ship, Amy, Bloodbath Fish, Justindo, Papa Cotton, Mary Terry, Crystal Hart, Kevin Martin, Molly Con, Menace, Tony, E-Break, Elliot, Matt, Chris, Jimmy Lee. It's good to see all you guys. Good mornings. What's up, Tony? Hey. What's up, Antonia? Oh, Antoinette. Sorry. It's moving fast for me. It's hard to see. Snowman, Brooke, Unknown, Alice. It's good to see you guys. Hi, Kenneth. Hi, Christina. Hi, Sweet Talking. Shit, yeah, man. Shit, yeah. I'm ready for this joint. Any moment now, these ding-dong shall start. It's good to see you guys. Hopefully you guys had a good show. Good fun last night on the show. And today is another day. We shall see what's going on. That's it. Flies and jigs. Oh. Ham radio. Wake and bake. Yes, we shall. And who comes walking in just in time? Oh, boy. Just in time. There's your little pal. With a belly filled with food. There's a chase, huh? Where's this one going on? Like the two last night? There's a chase, or is that chase? I should start telling the people at the vet that I call him Stinky instead of Chase. What's his name? Stinky.
For Los Angeles City Council, today is Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. I'm Paul Krikorian, President of the City Council, and I'm delighted to welcome our guests today into council chambers. Public comment will be taken today both in person here in the council chambers and by teleconference. We're ready to begin, so Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Bloomfield, De Leon, Harris Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian, Lee, McCosker, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 13 members and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes of May 14th, 2024.
Councilmember Padilla moves. Councilmember Park seconds. Next.
Turtle says they lost him.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Hernandez moves. Councilmember McCosker seconds. Next. Let's run through the agenda, please.
Items 1 through 9 are items for which public hearings have been held. Items 10 through 19 are items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Most don't go on the news, and that's I'm pretty sure what they're talking about.
Very good. Thank you. Without objection, those items are now before us. Members, do you have any of those items that you would like to call
special? Or maybe
special?
Listening to a scanner
any
down there.
Any specials, members?
I hear it. Boy, it's pretty dead in there today.
Councilmember Harris Dawson.
I have an amendment for item number 17.
Just a bunch of people to... Oh, shit.
Amendment available
yes.
yet? Okay, Mr. City Attorney, if you could please read in the amendment.
Yes, the amendment reads that I move that item number 17 on today's council agenda be amended to include the following language in the contract amendment for the Safe Passage Program C-144423. After receipt of an initial advance payment, additional payments to be made every 60 days in the amount of $82,000 or
if there's
any
no
adjusted
televised
60-day
police chase,
payroll
what can I do?
expenditure to support
Hi,
the
Terry.
payroll
Good
schedule.
morning. Cheers.
Thank you. And is there a second?
Heather.
Councilmember Hutt seconds. Thank you. All right. Any other specials, members? Mr. McCosker, Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you very much. I'd like to hold item 5 if it hasn't already for an amendment which we're working on right now. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Any other specials, members? Specials on the left, specials on the right. Seeing none, final call.
Good morning.
Seeing none, Mr. Clerk, which items can we now vote on?
The council may now vote on items 1 through 4. and 6 through 9.
Very good. Those items are now before us. On those items, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
I mean, again, there's so many people that tweet them out. So people follow those tweets and they get so excited, but 9 out of 10 of them, like I said,
thank you.
never
So
materialize.
we are now prepared to move on to
especially when they're Palmdale, Lancaster, Riverside, all these far-out cities
off,
that aren't
even
in
Martinez, are you ready to begin your
Palmdale's still LA County, so
all right, then I'd like to invite Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Damn close to Kern County line, and Riverside's
take the floor
in
for
Riverside
the presentation of Miles McGregor.
Yes, thank you so much, Council President. Just give him a chance to come over here.
County,
stand beside me.
All that out there. I mean, you see them, but much more difficult. Every once in a while, you'll get a good one from there. It's usually when they come
thank
from
you,
here
everyone. Good morning, everyone. It is such a real honor to have here today Miles McGregor, a.k.a. El Mac, who is an icon in the street art world. Everyone's giving him a round of applause.
Anybody know of El Mac? I've never heard of him. Forgive my ignorance.
Now, I have to admit, I'm a bit of a street art nerd. I won't talk about my actions as a teenager, but I really like street art.
He was a tagger.
And, not all street art is created equal. I think we're used to seeing
That's cool.
the
I like that one a
right?
lot.
When people just put
Colors
up their names.
are beautiful.
But there's throw-ups,
shadowing
there's
on
bombs,
the face.
there's pieces, and there's murals.
Really
and then there's the art that El Mac has done across the city and across the world.
Looks nice.
It is unique. It is different. It is vibrant. And it is simply beautiful. And as you can see, we're putting up the different murals that he's done across LA City. We have some in the 9th,
like the one,
and the 10th,
that one on the right was really
and
good.
the 8th, 13th, and all across the city, really. And one of the ones that he's recently going to be working on
is the hardest thing to do as well,
which is literally being worked on right now. So we're hoping to put up a picture pretty soon. Now, El Mac was born and bred right here in Los Angeles, but also went to live in Arizona for a little bit, but right now he is a resident of the 1-5, so Councilman Murkowski, you have that honor. His murals can be found everywhere, but if you can see, they're represented on a massive scale, always honoring people from overlooked, marginalized groups across. He has some, literally across the world, in Morocco and many other places. He's drawn inspiration from a variety of influences, including the Chicano and Mexican cultures, which he grew up around, an element that made his work particularly relatable and impactful for myself. El Mac's art uplifts regular people and shows the immense power and ability of art to connect, to create, to change, and to inspire growth.
I'm not going to read tweets.
So I think this is really important because oftentimes we think of people doing street art as vandals and youth going out there, but in my opinion, they're also artists. They need an outlet, and so I think El Mac exemplifies what we can have in this world, the beauty of this world.
It could be. I have no clue. I don't know the man. I just told you I did. Never heard of him.
And so, without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of my favorite artists, Miles El Mac McGregor.
Don't judge me by my ignorance for not knowing the man. Here we go, guys.
Thank you.
Time to
smoke. Yeah, I'm honored. I really appreciate the opportunity and to be here and the recognition and it's
a good artist, I'll tell you that.
I'm very passionate about making the best, most beautiful, most powerful, most soulful public art that I can. And, I've been fortunate to have the opportunity to do that.
Stop putting up that stuff. I want to see the art. Dang it.
Almost 24 years now. So I'm
kind of like how he does lines as you know what I mean, as filling. Instead of just filling it, it's like lines.
Also received a lot of love from the people.
Patterns.
Over the years. So,
Ian, thank you so much, Ian.
Very grateful and feel very
fortunate
to
I'm telling you, faces are always the toughest. And
so
you can see that he does
really
facial expressions very well. It's very tough
honored
to do.
To be in such esteemed company. I was already familiar with Councilman Martinez,
he's good.
And I'm also, familiar with Marquise Harris Dawson and McOsker and a few others. So I'm always pretty skeptical of politicians. No offense, but
you should be.
You're not alone.
But I know there's some good ones. So hey, But yeah, I'm grateful to be here and thank you again.
What do you guys think? Peachy folder. We should get a frame. But let's see. What do you guys think?
These are
Peachy folder or frame?
works. And let me just say, don't forget the East San Fernando Valley, because we have walls in the 2nd Council District,
I'm hitting on sushi breath right now.
Lots of murals. Shiesty? Look forward to having more. Councilmember Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. And thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez, for bringing El Mac to us today. I have it's a really an LA story about meeting El Mac. You know, folks will know we've been working on Destination Crenshaw and trying to get African American artists in the city to participate. It's going to be over 200 pieces of works of art.
Gets a frame. He should.
The muralists that we were contracting with and working with would always say, well, you know, El Mac is helping us with this, and El Mac is helping us with that, and El Mac is helping us with the other thing. And then I go to Miami and I see El Mac's work there. And so I'm like, you know, we got to meet this El Mac character. Have no idea
Anybody know who that guy is
right there in the room, and El Mac walks in, and I will confess I was
just a
expecting
guy.
someone who looked a little bit more like Hugo than El Mac. And he sits at the table, and we talk, and he tells us what he's doing with the other muralists. And he says, you know, Destination Crenshaw is great. It's a great art event for the city. I want to be as helpful as possible. And he says, you know, I know this is a program focused on African-American artists, but I feel like you've overlooked something. And we said, well, what are you talking about?
It's almost like Aztec lettering in a sense.
There's a big 14-story building right in the middle of what you're calling Destination Crenshaw.
Love the
and
colors
you don't have
a
really commission for it. And so we looked and we're like, oh yeah, duh. Like, this is the most obvious place to put a piece of art. And so you just saw it up on the screen. It's still being worked on now. El Mac came up with the idea of an homage to an artist named Charles White, who's a very famous artist from Los Angeles who's passed away now. And he organized a group of muralists to do
Charles White, that
the
guy
mural
that
that you
goes on
see
all
there.
the
And so now
podcasts.
what, you know, came as an idea from a very humble person in an oh by the way kind of way in a meeting is going to be the biggest piece of art
this is my favorite
that we have physically in the Destination Crenshaw project. And so we're very grateful to him,
and
he represents the best of what Los Angeles is. So thank you so much.
Let's see.
Councilmember Padilla.
Yes, hi. So I also want to thank Councilmember Soto Martinez for bringing El Mac here. You know, when I saw that we were honoring you, I'm glad you got here, Monica, because I was going to allude to, you know, in the San Fernando Valley, we have this growing thing called the
9 on their way to something, so I'm assuming they're on the way
right
there.
out of college when the muralist
though.
of that stretch started, right? You have Levi Pons,
Unless
Christy
it's on their
Sandoval,
YouTube or
and of course,
take a look at their
Mr.
YouTube,
Manny,
not on the regular
who
site.
is my mentor from a long time. And when I started to ask them, well, who do you guys admire? Who do you guys want to see be part of this movement?
Take a look.
They said El Mac. We have to someday bring El Mac to Van Nuys Boulevard.
Not on there. Come on now.
You're not just an artist that artists respect.
Don't be lying.
Well, they respect you, but what they admire is that you're doing your work with aerosol. So you've elevated the work of what an artist can do with the spray can. So I thank you for adding that classiness and elevating
on the way, but none of them are there.
As something that can also be utilized to create high-end art. So congratulations on your recognition today. Continue to paint. It's a whole new generation in Los Angeles. We now have a mural ordinance that we didn't have 30 years ago. And I look forward to seeing your stuff be in more walls and more districts. And again, thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for elevating the work and the utilization of aerosol.
Thank you so much for those wonderful words, and you know, on behalf of the city of Los Angeles,
it's dead in there today.
I want to give you this
they gave him a gold one.
Contributions you've done for the city.
Nice.
Art,
Miles McGregor, and that's his name. That's Il Mac. That's why his last name is McGregor. Miles McGregor.
All right. Thank you very much.
It's a really nice
frame
there.
Next, I'd like to recognize Councilmember Yaroslavsky, Councilmember Harris Dawson, and Councilmember Hutt for
I'm looking
our
at all
next
the feeds.
presentation.
Nobody's live, other than the ones that are going somewhere, like Channel 4, which I'm assuming they're on their way to the Chase.
Very important
but none are at the
information
Chase.
To our senior community. So,
look how dead it is in there.
Yaroslavsky.
All the front people are all being there
Harris
to be
Dawson
honored.
and Hutt, if you're ready to begin, you have the floor.
It's like nobody in the crowd today. Nobody stayed home on Wednesday. Hi, Lisa. Just so you know that I'm not lying.
Thank you, Council President. On a different note, moving on to our second presentation. Today, I'm joined by colleagues, Council Members Hutt and Harris Dawson, to recognize National Senior Fraud Awareness Day. This body spent a lot of time discussing the risks that seniors in Los Angeles face right now. Each of us intimately knows just how many of our older constituents are struggling with rising housing costs, inflation, and food insecurity. Seniors have become the fastest growing demographic among those falling into homelessness, with the number of homeless seniors expected to triple by 2030. And nearly half of our older adults depend heavily on Social Security, and yet this often isn't enough to cover basic living expenses. So when we talk about senior fraud, the stakes are really huge. And it's not just because of the economic damage, which is significant, but it's also because it targets individuals who are often the least able to recover from financial setbacks.
He blasted through that fence.
Losses due to fraud can often mean the difference between maintaining independence and facing impossible choices about food,
into the side of the house, too. Is that a Tesla?
Only growing as
Bro, it was a Tesla chase.
Digital divide and become more sophisticated. It's our collective responsibility to safeguard and empower our seniors, and our greatest tool is education.
Good old
In a moment,
Tesla.
we're going to hear from Adrian Omansky, who's the founder of Stop Senior Acting Program. I know a lot of you are already familiar with Adrian's work, but for those who aren't, the Stop Senior Acting Program is a really incredible program that puts on workshops
Maybe
for
it was their car that was stolen.
to teach them about common scams, and one of those workshops just occurred at the Fairfax Senior Center in my district this week. It was awesome. It was very well attended.
Jesus, they blasted through that corner of the fucking garage.
To connect with Adrian and hold a couple in your own district. Before we hear from Adrian, though, I'd like to invite Councilwoman Hutt to say a few words.
That's it. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember.
That was their coverage.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hello, members. I'd like to thank my colleagues for bringing this awareness to an issue that's plagued our seniors for so long. And they figured out how to meet people where they are and have a conversation through acting and activism. According to the FBI, total losses reported by elderly victims increased 84% between 2021 and 2022. Additionally,
it was a police chase. I wouldn't think it was a stuck pedal.
Cases of financial exploitation of our elderly occur in the U.S. each year for more than $3 billion annually. Today, seniors are often vulnerable to financial fraud. Many elderly individuals fall prey to a few common types of fraud scams. And what these
maybe this is two different scenes.
Go out and really act it out, so that
maybe the car did get away from them here and it went into the garage.
They remind them of those scams. I get those calls myself. Last year you wanted windows. Do you still want windows? Like, I don't have windows, so no, I'm not buying them from you. But that's what the fraud looks like. Sometimes
it's a small ass garage, bro. Look at that thing. Like, what do you fit in there?
Those are the ones that scare me the most.
Can't even get out of your car when you get it in there.
Security is in jeopardy, and please give me your number to verify. Remember, don't do any of those things. Another problem is that senior fraud is underreported because often people are embarrassed that they've been a part of that scam, and the lack of information about when these incidents occur help the incidents grow. It's important to start having these conversations now, just like you talk about what the latest trends are. Talk about protecting each other. The city must do what it can to support initiatives dedicated to promoting financial security and
that's
the
what I'm saying, Mogul.
Of our
Tesla's too wide to get up in there, or you won't be able to get out if you get it in.
As well as people with disabilities,
Dukes of Hazzard slide through the window, the window down.
Our seniors. Recently, I introduced a ban on cashless businesses so that seniors can participate in our economy without reservation, without having to have QR codes and cash apps and so on.
Put a ban on cashless
businesses. So that they can take hold of their money and their spending.
Because it's
Today we rise in support of the many organizations that support financial literacy campaigns for our seniors. And I want to thank my colleagues for lifting this up and acknowledging the folks that do the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hutt. I'd like to welcome Councilmember Harris Dawson to say a few words, and then we'll move on to Adrian.
Sounds drunk, you're saying?
Thank you so much, Councilmember Yaroslavsky and Councilmember Hutt and the Stop Senior Scams organization. This is an issue that's, I think, very important to the city, especially the 8th District, especially South LA. One of our main profiles is a single adult who is a senior who lives alone in a house that they own. And people are just constantly like taking shots at trying to get a piece of that. Some of that, sell them something on the one hand, or take a piece of that property that they spent their life building up.
Here, you're missing that chase.
This organization has been very good at engaging people in the process to learn about those scams and to build community around protecting each other from scams. One of the things I point out is this council struggles mightily with the issue of homelessness. The fastest growing demographic among homeless people is seniors.
Just play it.
A lot of them, when you hear people's story, somewhere along the way, they were a victim of some kind of scam that destabilized them financially. This organization has been to the senior homes, I think about a half dozen in my district. And I've never been able to make it for the actual show because I'm usually in council. But by the time I get there, I'll tell you, every council member, it's like a party.
Is that better?
Like you walk in, they don't even notice that the councilman's there. There's music and there's food and everybody's talking to each other and they're talking about the presentation that they just received. And so with that kind of excitement, you know people are actually receiving the information and building community with each other so that now when somebody gets a call that's strange, they can call their neighbor down the hall and say, hey, I just got this call. What do you think? And then you build a community that protects each other. And we build a layer of protection around our seniors.
Hi, Calamity Girl. Thank you so much for the dono.
Among our most treasured residents and constituents in this city, but also have a vulnerability that we all need to pay special attention to. So with that, I'll turn it back to Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you, Councilman. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Adrian Omansky. As I mentioned, Adrian leads the Stop Senior Scams Acting Program, which is a nationally recognized program that uses peer-to-peer education to teach older adults about senior fraud. In 2018, they were recognized by the U.S. Senate Special Committee on Aging.
I was watching that whole thing
earlier this week.
You guys
like I said, my office had the pleasure of partnering with Adrian.
Didn't see the car go in there or anything.
At the Fairfax Senior Center. It was really
good old Burbank.
Amazing to see the creativity and knowledge that they were able to impart. And like Councilmember Harris Dawson said, it was a party. People were having fun. It was a packed house. It was a really good event. And so I know that the seniors in my district were really thankful. So Adrian, please, the floor is yours.
I have to say, everything that I was going to say was said so beautifully by these council members, I can't believe it. So that is half of what I was going to say. But I will continue.
Thank you,
I
Calamity.
want to thank you all, because it's exactly what I was going to say. And I want to thank the City Council for signing this resolution. In signing this resolution, we proudly display it wherever we go. It isn't just something that sits in my house. It is a treasure. It's like the Declaration of Independence.
Look at her. She's awesome. I love her.
But it's a declaration of preventing
preventing
senior scams.
I love her.
I'm completely going off here, but this is what it is. I want to express my appreciation to all of you for providing the transportation from LADOT, because if we didn't have that transportation, we couldn't go to
Did you see it, dogs?
many of the districts
or did you just hear
city.
About it for the
Locally,
7th time?
We can, but we can't get out to some of the districts because a lot
and
of
you
our
got your own
members
private
do not
feed.
drive. And we have a lot of equipment to bring. So in bringing our education to your community, we listen to what the seniors say. We hear them. And because we're a peer-to-peer education program, they express to us the scams that they were afraid to tell their loved ones, and especially their children. And we hear this, and we talk to them about where they could feel safe reporting it, where they could talk to their children. And a lot of them talk to their grandchildren more freer than they talk to their children. They're afraid sometimes that maybe their children will think that they're getting a little dementia.
And they're afraid of that. And we open it up also because we don't want
one tree blocked the whole chase,
scam shaming, and that is to make your friends feel embarrassed because they have been a victim of a scam. Oh, I just heard the buzzer. It's been a privilege to be invited to your districts. Unfortunately, we heard many stories of scams this year from people that were near homeless due to fraud. But I am so happy to say this is now being included in our current resolution, so everyone can see the importance of this.
They do the honoring first.
The other thing I wanted to say was, within the last 10 days, we went to Lincoln Heights Senior Center. And at first, we didn't know because most of the people, or almost all the people in our group, do not speak Spanish. We have a few, like I went to Fairfax High School and I had 4 years of Spanish, but that wasn't going to do it. So we worked with the wonderful recreation director, and he wrote a script out of our script so they could follow it while we did our program. By the end of the program, it was party time, and we were invited back to come next year. But the most important thing that I want to say about my group, they took all our signs and they made them in Spanish. So it'd be easier for them to understand what we were doing. So don't be afraid to ask us. We'll go anywhere. We've been to a lot of libraries in your districts, little tiny libraries, maybe for 25 people, because those people will spread the word to other people. Now, I want to talk to you about my team for a minute. My team, they write the scripts based on what the seniors are telling us and based on research that we get every day from the Federal Trade Commission, from our fellow group in Canada, so we know what's going on. My team includes the following: Beverly Weir, Carolyn Bernesser, and and Dr. Sherry McCoy, who is our official writer for our program. She wrote for Not Born Yesterday. And everybody remember Not Born Yesterday? No. It's now out of business. So we're looking for a new place to put Sherry's articles. But it's very important because, yes, I know that's a plug.
Yeah, it's a dangerous proposition, Mike, for
what we did this year, we changed our program.
It's a no-win situation for him.
We put a game show at the end of our program, an interactive game show called Whack That Scam. And Beverly is our host of that particular program. And we get the seniors to interact, and we give prizes out. So we give, you know what we give? We give jar openers with the name of where they could report scams on it. Okay, it's not so much fun. And what I say to them, I wish I was Oprah. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. But what they do get is information to bring back to their community and to their friends and to their family and to their children about how they are now a hero because they talked about scams and about their scams. And they could pass it on.
She's an old lady,
just
man.
A few words from Beverly, and I
thank
you
so
very
rough
much.
On
I
her
didn't
hairline.
read anything
She's an old
on
lady,
here.
man.
I just went. My husband says, "Don't go off."
Probably your mid to late 80s.
I had to go off.
See what your hairline looks like when you're mid to late 80s. Even if you even live that long. Be nice.
Just a little word. If you find yourself in a situation that seems very suspicious, or you think it might be a scam, then you need to stand back, take 5 minutes, and tell 2 people. And that is our new slogan for now.
Good old
Thank
scammers.
you, Beverly. Thank you, Adrian. So I'd like to present a resolution on behalf of the City Council.
Thank you, Talvish.
Councilmember, before you do, I just wanted to add that members, if you have not set up an opportunity for Stop Senior Scams to come into your district and do one of their performances, please do. It's as the council members have described, it is an awesome experience to see, and there's very few opportunities for this kind of
pretty much, Randy,
peer-to-peer education that's done.
Sad as technology is faster than they are for the most part.
Entertaining but very
and they do get scammed all the time. It's sad, man. Giving up thousands and thousands of dollars to some idiot who says he has something against them, and they're scared. They send the money.
Uniquely targeted for
but sometimes they're sending cash, like emptying their bank account and sending it, in a box, and sending
people
them money.
Who are trusting because they
it's
grew up
deal.
in a time.
These folks don't have a whole lot of money. A lot of times they're living off of Social Security, barely getting by.
People worked hard their entire lives, so they have some means. And
thank you, Tomeo, for the dono and the words. Let's get it.
Our society that specifically target seniors is a disgrace, but it's the truth. And unfortunately, they are very sophisticated and often use techniques that will fool even the most educated, knowledgeable person. And so we all have to keep our guard up against these sorts of scams, but especially
most people
our community. So I'm
call
so grateful to Adrian for your
who want money,
and
most people who want money from you for any reason because you owe them aren't calling you.
Thank
in a
you
sense.
for the work that you're doing for our whole community.
Councilmember
Price,
especially the government.
Thank you, Mr. President.
IRS is never doing that.
The seniors to us today. It's really a treat to hear and to know that you're out there being active, engaged, and involved. And quite frankly, I resembled that remark. So thank you. Some of you may recall before the pandemic, we used to have a big senior event at the convention center, primarily District 9, but really seniors from all over. And the group came out and performed on 2 or 3 occasions and turned the place out.
Damn, former Sheriff Villanueva to sue Los Angeles County over do not rehire designation. You see what I mean? Even the guy who was the head sheriff just 1 year ago is now suing the county. Now do you understand why we don't have the grappler and all these cool things you might have in your small town? That's why.
The City Council and Mayor Bass.
He's going to win millions because they've slandered him.
Of the work that you do every day to keep seniors safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on in, guys.
All right. Thank you again very much for being with us. Congratulations, and thank you for the work that you're doing around our city.
The former sheriff attacks Inspector General Max Huntsman prompted a county oversight panel to find that Villanueva violated several policies against discrimination and harassment and should receive a do not rehire notation in his file. And that's why he's suing the city now.
I just want to recognize various folks
doesn't say how much he's suing
that are from Red,
but it ain't $4.
Guatemalteca, as well as Salef, as well as La Fundación, EMI, as well as AJA, Cabawil, who are with us here today. This is a collection of coalition.
Okay, so one more
Guatemalan
group of folks
here in the city of LA. Just very quickly, back in July, or I should say
and
June.
That's it. Then they'll get to public comment, Mike, and everybody else.
You had a democratically elected president by the name of Jacobo Arbenz Guzman, who was overthrown by a sponsored CIA coup d'etat because of the interest of the United Fruit Company, which belonged in the United States of America. But that ended the 10 years of spring that was fostered by then President Juan José Arevalo and Jacobo Arbenz Guzman, whose achievements included a widely successful literacy program, a largely free election process, as well as an ambitious land reform program known as Decree 900. Since that point forward, with Castillo Armas and other successful succeeding, I should say, presidents, you had 70 years of dictatorship in Guatemala. Either a military junta or any president that was elected could not be elected without the military backing and without, obviously, the United States and the CIA and the U.S. State Department's financial resources propping those governments up, therefore creating the diaspora of so many Guatemalans leaving the Republic of Guatemala, crossing the border con Chiapas, crossing the border into the United States of America. LA is the home to the largest Guatemalan population outside of the Republic of Guatemala. So again, I wanted to recognize the folks who are here with us today, Red Migrante Guatemalteca, Salef, as well as La Fundación Emi Aja Cabahuil, as well as Maya Visión with us here today, a large Mayan population here in the city. I
probably doubt that.
So, folks, let's just welcome our special guests here.
Who knows if they even have a city council? Which city in what state within the country?
Great pleasure. Thank you.
You know,
Councilmember DeLeon. Welcome.
Quite a few states.
All right. We're ready to move next to the
general
public comment portion of our meeting. But before we do, Mr. City Attorney, you have additional amendments on, I believe, item 5. So if you could please read those into the record, please.
Yes, the motion reads that I move that item number 5 on today's council agenda be amended to adopt the following language. 1. Request the Department of Recreation and Parks to, and then there are 5 things. 1. Report on their operation and management of the Tee Time reservation system and reservation systems for soccer, baseball, and any other sports with reservation systems, and their efforts to address and stop black market tee time brokers from booking and reselling tee times and reservations for soccer, baseball, and any other sports with reservation systems for profit.
Thailand,
2.
Whether it's
report
Mexico,
on any potential fee adjustments
Canada,
for
maybe.
golf course use, soccer field use, baseball field use, and the use of fields for any other sports with reservation systems that could cover costs associated with monitoring the current reservation system and /or upgrading the system used for bookings.
Backs up a little bit.
Report on how the Tee Time reservation system and reservation systems for soccer, baseball, and any other sports with reservation systems will incorporate high school athletic teams within the reservation system, which should include the ability to carve out reimbursements for unused tee times and unused reservations for soccer, baseball, and any other sports with reservation systems. 4. Report on the feasibility of exempting high school athletic teams or youth play entirely from the new fees related to the Tee Time reservation system and reservation systems for soccer, baseball, and any other sports with reservation systems. And 5, report to the Neighborhoods and Community Enrichment Committee with a plan to align the City of Los Angeles golf policy and policies of other sports, including soccer, baseball, and any other sports with reservation systems, to Los Angeles County's standards. This would include
Fantastic Sam's took care of him,
related to youth rates
maybe he's not
for
noticeable
youth or high school
or recognizable.
athletic teams, including for coaches, athletic directors, or programs that are booking
Bro's
the
got
tee
some
time,
pretty fucking steak, pretty thick steak
offering
ears.
youth play tee time scheduling, and the scheduling of other sports with reservation systems ahead of the general public offering, and access to appropriate times in the afternoon for youth play.
Well, you're making good money, man.
Right. And
probably got a nice house.
Have you completed that motion?
Gets to dress nice every day.
So that is the
has
end
a real
of the
career.
motion that I believe is
a lot of upside, ladies.
being introduced by CD15.
And who knows, ladies? He might be hung like a horse
it's
too.
Been seconded as well. And so that's been seconded by Council Members Hernandez and Rahman, I think. Yeah. And that should be before you, if it isn't already.
A
members,
nice
it will be
Prius.
shortly. Now, there's an additional amendment on the same item.
Yes, from.
Sure, he has the Porsche too, but maybe his wife.
Yes, go right ahead.
Makes him drive the Prius.
So the motion reads that I moved that item number 5 on today's council agenda be amended to add the following instruction: that the Department of Recreation and Parks to report on new tee time reservation process that will ensure the cost of cancellation isn't a burden on seniors, low-income individuals, and individuals on fixed incomes.
And that was seconded by Councilmember McOsker. That's, again, in writing 5.
Do you have free speech? Well, YouTube makes sure that you don't have free speech, nor do I. Can't just say anything I want.
No, there are no additional motions at this
time. You can go pretty far.
Let's go ahead and read
You're dancing with the fire.
As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535.
Well, big kid, in your mind you will, but not on their site, not due to their terms of service.
Once admitted into the meeting, press star.
There's the number if you want to call in.
When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice
will ask you. In fact, you can
ask
call
you
in
press
right there.
Star 6 to unmute.
And give him your opinion.
Repeat, call
if you'd like.
669-254-5252.
Big kid, dude, bro, G.
and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466, and then press pound.
Out in the wild, out in the wild, you're free to do as you like. There's freedom of speech. That there is, but you're not on a site. When you're on a site,
an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press *6 to unmute.
Welcome to reality.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn
He's
to
like
speak,
Will Hung.
either at the podium or on the phone.
You know, Will Hung works out here for the sheriff department. Don't know exactly what he does, but no joke. Dude got hired last year, I think it was, by the LA County Sheriff Department. Don't know his title, job title.
Speaking on the agenda
but look it up.
You must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the president.
So she bang.
At that point,
he did the she bang, right? She bang. That's what he's saying.
If you do not do so,
right.
or if you again stray off topic,
he's banging the sheriff
deputy's speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment are items 10 through 19. So again, the items open for public comment
much, Angela.
are items 10
hit it right on
through
the head.
19.
So Brock,
members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment.
Shout out to Brock and Jason. They're already getting revved up. Shelly
Members of the
Babes
public may
too.
speak to any of
Lobster,
the other items
Laguna,
or anything else
they've all
in the
called
city's
in.
subject matter jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in,
Brock's call yesterday was.
When it is your turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press *6 to unmute. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more.
Mike, you guys are
at that point,
luckier
yourself,
than
or
you know.
Unfortunately, you will forfeit your speaking time, and we will have to move on to the next caller. Finally,
Jay
because
won
of a
nothing
brief
yet.
time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, two things are important. First, while waiting for
I don't
your
know,
turn to
Bloodbath.
speak,
Sometimes just
please
people
keep
go
an
off
ear to
on
the
tangents.
phone so you know in real time when it is your turn to press *6 to unmute. Second, if you're listening to this meeting on another device, please turn down the volume on that device immediately when it is your turn to speak. Between the time delay and feedback, it will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen on other devices.
Some people just talk.
All right.
I mean, usually when they're talking to me, they'll put
call a series
they're
of
talking
names.
to me.
As I
So
call
don't
your name, please
take it as
make
they're
your way
talking to
the
me.
your left-hand side of the council
What's up, Laguna?
chambers,
How are ya?
and our sergeants will be able to direct you up to the podium. If you require translation,
Just mentioned you calling
please
in.
remember to pause briefly as you're speaking so that our translator will have time to do the translation. That will not
It
count
is
against
Big
your
G.
time. We don't run the time while the translator is speaking.
The real Brock Landers, man.
I'd like to call
Shout out to Brock.
first
The law enforcement
Andrew
type
Ruddick,
of guy.
Carolina Solis,
Did he say Andrew Graebner?
Meredith Brown,
Under over 22, just in case.
Alex De Alvarado,
Under or over 22.
Andres Cruz,
That's the line today.
Domingo David Oxlade,
Boy, he's having a hard time today with the names.
Edgar Chaj, and Emilsa Bautista.
He didn't get one easy name today. Oh. They were all rough names.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Andrew Rudick for item number 19. And
Oh, this is the Trump guy.
So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute
Ah,
for general public
shit.
comment.
Thank
Please
you.
begin with the item.
I listened to the City Council speak about compliance and oversight yesterday, and this motion addresses neither in an immediate fashion for this issue. This motion wouldn't change anything while waiting for maybe months for a response back from the city attorney, except washing our hands clean of any input regarding naming rights on our city's most iconic street while ongoing violations occur. The city hasn't followed its own official policy pertaining to star additions on the Walk of Fame outlined in Council File 78-3949 for years. Councilmember Blumenfield's and Lee's offices confirmed that to me yesterday, yet again, in their responses to a CPRA request. The Bureau of Engineering has granted 8 permits to the contractor Top End Terrazzo without City Council approval for a while now, because the Central District Engineer, after consulting with the City Attorney, emailed me last February that they'd correct that process. Are we to believe that no one from the City Attorney's office has looked at the municipal code referenced in that council file since then, or then rather? Ted Jordan emailed his colleagues in the City Attorney's office last June about that council file and asked the office to come up with a formal opinion on the language within weeks. I had assumed that the city was following its own laws. An individual told me a few days ago that it was a tacit understanding to turn their head from certain code violations on projects because of political pressure. And in so many words, they told me that efforts my efforts for compliance wouldn't go anywhere. I can only guess that when I hear that from so many city officials that I should speak to a certain 501c6 organization about the city resource and property of the cities that is the Walk of Fame, that's the reason. The truth of the matter is, in my opinion, the city has broken the law. Your own motion acknowledges the Board of Public Works' mandated requirement, not any other agency, but the governing body to approve the permits for the Walk of Fame, and now you're proposing, at least implicitly, that the Board of Public Works should also weigh in on cultural issues concerning the dedication of future controversial names on our public right-of-way after years of not fulfilling basic obligations for permitting. Donald Trump's name was illegally installed on the Walk of Fame, and it needs to be removed. Thank you.
You're fired.
Thank you.
Emotional damage.
Oh, sorry, kid. Oh, that was not going to work for you. You've been here for years talking with that.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name that you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Oh, boy.
Gracias. Gracias. Buenos días. Muy amables, señores concejales. Mi nombre es Carolina Solís.
Good morning. My name is Carolina Solís, and thank you so much to the kind council members.
Pido a los concejales de la ciudad de Los Ángeles que se apruebe esta proclamación de TPS para los guatemaltecos.
I am requesting that this proclamation for the Guatemaltecos, the TPS, would be approved.
Los guatemaltecos en su gran mayoría vinieron después de la guerra.
Guatemalan people, in their majority, they came after the war.
Después de huracanes y desastres naturales.
After going through hurricanes and other natural disasters.
Amamos nuestro país como amamos Estados Unidos.
We loved our country as much as we loved United States.
Pero desafortunadamente nuestro país nunca se ha recuperado después de todos estos desastres.
But unfortunately, our country has not recovered after so many disasters.
Porque en Guatemala existen organizaciones que en un momento fueron dotadas de inteligencia y armamento durante la guerra.
Because at one point there were organizations that were endowed with intelligence and weapons during the war.
That's it, Sean.
Organizaciones que se convirtieron en organizaciones criminales y ya sin un fin legítimo.
So these organizations turned into illegal organizations, criminal organizations that are not legal.
He got banned, Jonathan.
Y que lograron penetrar uniéndose con la función del Estado, con corrupción e impunidad.
And they were able to penetrate, like uniting with a corrupted part of the government with impunity.
Bridge collapse.
El presidente Bernardo Arévalo.
Galveston Bridge collapse.
Gracias.
Thank you very much.
Pelican Island Bridge, or Pelican Island Bridge, hit by a barge. What's the odds on another barge hitting a bridge, causing it to collapse?
Please remind us of the name you
Never in my life have I heard of even one bridge ever being taken out by a barge, but now two in 1 year?
Counsel for the migrant, Guatemalan Migrant Network.
Yeah, in Galveston,
and I'm here
Texas.
in support of the City of Los Angeles proclamation in favor of TPS for Guatemala.
Hold on.
This will be a
Galveston
historic
Bridge. I don't
move
know. Let's see.
For the City of Los Angeles. I wanted to congratulate you for being leaders. We have many cities that today are looking towards your leadership on this issue. It is
no reports of any injuries. Happened at 10 a.m.
Unacceptable that Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador have TPS. They've had it for 25 years plus. And in many cases, Guatemala has suffered injustices beyond the pale. We wanted to especially thank Walter Batres, who is the president of the Guatemalan Migrant Network.
That's way too loud, but all right.
After visiting Washington, D.C. and see that the Guatemala with President Arevalo, that we will achieve this goal that is 30 years overdue. Thank you so much.
Let me try
Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Good to see you.
Better.
Next speaker, please.
Oh, is that my girl, Laser? No, that's a dude.
Good morning. If you could please remind us.
I thought that was Laser Lady.
And the items you'd like to speak to.
Muy buenos días. Mi nombre es Andrés Cruz. Soy Maya Canjobal.
Good morning. My name is Andrés Cruz, and I am a Mayan Canjobal.
Vengo de Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm coming from Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh shit, Terry.
A pedirle a los concejales de Los Ángeles a que aprueben esta proclamación para un TPS guatemalteco, ya que nosotros somos productos.
So I'm here to ask the council
Just seeing what it
today
says
to
on the
approve
phone,
this proclamation
Turtle.
for TPS.
It says bridge collapse. I can show it to you.
Se continúa, señor.
Nosotros somos productos de la guerra interna de Guatemala.
We are a product of the internal wars that happened in Guatemala.
That's your cousin. Stop.
Pero actualmente también somos
It definitely collapsed. I can
víctimas
see
de
a
la
piece of it
corrupción que
missing.
vive en nuestro país.
But we are also, at this point, we are victims
Fox
of the corruption
26, you
that
can see
our country is undergoing.
Por lo cual venimos a pedir el apoyo total de los concejales de la ciudad de Los Ángeles.
That is why we come to request for the absolute support from the council members from the city of Los Angeles.
Ya que nosotros en ese momento no podemos regresar a nuestro país en las condiciones políticas, sociales, económicas que vive Guatemala.
Since we cannot go back to our country due to the
maybe it's just a small section, I don't know.
The social, economic,
but the bridge is up for the most part. I think it's just the train track that collapsed,
Con esta
not the
proclamación
actual
nos
bridge.
apoyaría para parar las deportaciones y tener garantía de un trabajo, de un seguro social.
This
Estaríamos colaborando.
This proclamation would help us to stop the deportations.
Yeah, there's no train going by there for sure.
Where we could have work and we can have a salary and we can.
Zuma Dog? Who's Zuma
Muchas
Dog?
gracias.
Okay.
Sounds familiar. Zuma
Next
Dog.
speaker, please.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yeah, it looks like it took out just the train track, Greg. The road is still there. The bridge is still there that it runs parallel.
My name is Domingo.
Crashed into the first part, which was the track, and took that some of that down, a section of
here
it.
in United States.
Unused railway, so even better.
And
I
I'm
don't
from
have to
the
worry about it.
Mayan Quiche community from Guatemala.
Hemos sido marginados
We've been marginalized
por los políticos.
by the politicians.
Ahora
And now,
pido a todos los concejales
I want to ask to all the council members
que aprueben
to approve
el apoyo,
the support,
un TPS para todos los guatemaltecos.
a TPS for all the Guatemaltecans.
No podemos regresar.
We cannot come back.
Tenemos hijos acá en Estados Unidos.
We have children here in United States.
Mi niña va a cumplir 18 años.
My daughter is almost 18.
Ella va a votar por mí.
And she will vote for me.
Padece de una depresión.
She is suffering a depression.
Por un TPS.
Because of a TPS.
Me ayuda a una deportación.
Oh, that's gonna help to
No puedo
prevent
regresar a mi
deportation.
país.
I cannot go back to my country.
Por la inseguridad.
Because of the insecurity.
Por las extorsiones.
The extortions.
Y los políticos.
And because of the politicians.
Que están haciendo de las suyas.
That they are doing their own thing.
Vengo a pedirles a todos los concejales.
So I am requesting all the council members.
Que aprueben esta proclamación por un TPS.
To please approve the proclamation for the TPS.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
I'm venturing to say that Guatemala is probably less corrupt than the LA City Council at this point, my man.
Walter Batres.
Just saying.
Richard Hernandez Chase, Pablo Garzona, Miguel Pu, Juanita Calel.
Yes, they're not Mexican,
Gustavo
Jonathan.
Septimo,
They're from Guatemala.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under
Different
and the
country.
items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Emilza Bautista. I live in Dallas, Texas for 35 years.
From Dallas, Texas.
I'm a businesswoman. And I have 6 business in United States.
6?
I have many houses, but I don't have papers to stay here. I asked them to hear if they can provide a TPS for all the Guatemala people. I have 3 kids. They growing up here. My kids vote for me, but I wish to vote one day. If I back to my country with all everything I have here, I'm not be surviving there 5 days. Because if in Guatemala, if you have money and business, they're asking you for pay and then killing you. So I just asking, please, if they can provide it paper for Guatemala people. We work so hard, and we don't ask for anything else. I just want to stay here legal and continue working and continuing with this country too. Thank you.
Thank you.
She came a long way from Tejas. That's the American dream. You immigrants that are watching that hate this country, or the people that live here and hate this country and were born here, that's the American dream right there.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Edgar Cha.
If you want it, it's there.
My, language, Maya Quiche, Sakri Conjer. Buenos días a todos. Y bueno, mi nombre es Edgar Cha de nuevo, de la comunidad Maya Quiche. Estamos aquí pues, para pedirles de todo corazón a todos los concejales que nos apoyan con un TPS en nombre de toda la comunidad
I'm here to request to all the council members to please support us wholeheartedly with a TPS for all the community from Guatemala.
Ya que hemos sido pues víctimas de una guerra como los hermanos han expresado.
Since we have been victims of a war,
pues,
as my brothers have just
también said, al concejal Kevin de León por el gran apoyo que nos ha brindado.
I also want to say thank you to
esperamos
the
el mismo apoyo de
Council Member Kevin de León with the support that he gave us, and we are expecting the same kind of support
hacia ustedes también, a todos los concejales que están presentes y todos los que nos puedan apoyar y pues los que puedan escuchar esto desde Casa Blanca, el presidente de Estados Unidos, Joe Biden.
And from all those who can support us, and even to the White House and the President Joe Biden, we are requesting to please
nos apoya con TPS y pues agradecidos en nombre de toda la comunidad guatemalteca. Gracias.
To support us with a TPS, and of course we are very grateful in the name of the whole community from Guatemala.
Old Joe B gonna give you everything.
Have the interpreter just interpret what I'm saying for the room. So I just want to repeat, for everybody who's here that needs a Spanish interpreter.
Quiero repetir que para todos los que están aquí y necesitan traducción al español,
please pause every once in a while so that our interpreter can actually do her job.
Sí, por favor, pueden hacer una pausa. Hablan un poquito y hacen una pausa para que la intérprete pueda traducir.
Pausa. That's what Biden said.
Every time
pausa.
The interpreter is speaking, so you will get your full time.
Así que cada vez que ustedes hacen una pausa y la intérprete está traduciendo, ustedes se le para el reloj,
said pause
o sea,
in Spanish,
para tener todo su tiempo completo.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
All items. My name's Alex D. Alvarado.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items.
Fat boy.
So I'm here in solidarity with my Guatemalan community. Personally, my family fled Guatemala.
So, Speaker, this is not on the agenda, but you can speak to it during general public comment. So, would you like to have just...
I'm here in solidarity with the TPS for the Guatemalan community.
Never been to Guatemala.
And I'm just here to express...
Okay, so I'm going to give you 1 minute for general public comment.
Excuse me?
You have 1 minute for general public comment.
Okay.
Or Southern, South America.
Like I was saying, my family fled from Guatemala 30 years ago, and here we are so many years later fighting for TPS or some type of protection.
I'm pretty sure they border Mexico, Guatemala, but I could be wrong.
Like that, and we contribute to the city of Los Angeles.
I think they do.
And we constantly
on the southern
pushing,
side, of course.
And I just want to let you guys know that our people are constantly being harassed and constantly being deported and constantly being arrested by LAPD or different parts of the city, and a lot has to do with them not having protection. And I'm here also to let you guys know that just like we flee discrimination and prosecution, we're getting the same backlash from certain council members in this same district. And my name's Alex, and I just wanted to tell you guys that it's very sad, but that will come to light soon. Alexander Watt, CD1 Speaks.
Next speaker, please.
I don't know, Charles. So much noise, I don't pay attention to every bit of it, to be honest.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Richard Hernandez Chase, general public comment.
So you have
Look
1
at
minute.
Spindler right behind him with the goat puppet.
My family has been the operator and owners of a business known as La Carreta down the street on Olvera Street. We have been there for 57 years. I have personally operated that business for the last 37 years. Recently, 5 years ago, my mother submitted the proper paperwork for me to be included in the contract that we signed in 2011. For the last 5 years, the management did nothing, took no action, never had any communications with me in regards to my name being put on that contract. 3 weeks ago, my mother passed away. 5 days later, I was served with notice to vacate the premises after being there for the last 57 years.
Jesus, 57.
I've reached out to my councilman. I've reached out to the city attorney's office. I've reached out to management. Nobody seems to want to help me. I'm here today. I would like to have this body of government to please look into a resolution so my family can maintain this legacy that's been there for 57 years. Thank you.
Sounds good, Alice. It's dangerous about Mexican food. It's like every dish is fucking good. You always end up overeating.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es Andrés Reyes. Realmente yo soy mexicano, pero amo bastante a la gente de Guatemala porque tengo muchísimos amigos.
Good morning, my name is Andrés Reyes, and I'm actually Mexican, but I'm here because I really love the Guatemaltecan people.
Y solo le pido el apoyo a los concejales de la ciudad de Los Ángeles que apoyen esto para el que del TPS para.
So I just want to ask the council members from the city of Los Angeles to support the PTS.
Para que podremos regresar con seguridad y sin riesgos y vivir en este país. Muchas gracias.
So we can live in this country and we can go back in a safe way and without any issue.
I don't know if Mexican's my favorite. I mean, I love all kinds of food, but I definitely love going and eating Mexican food. I mean, there's lots of great Latin food. Argentinian food's really good too, man.
Good morning. If you could
really
please remind us of the names.
Guatemalan food's good. Salvadorian food is good.
Muy buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Miguel Pu. Soy originario de Guatemala.
Very good morning to everybody. My name is Miguel Pu, and I'm originally from Guatemala.
Good morning.
En esta ocasión estoy acá para pedirles a los concejales de Los Ángeles que nos apoyen a un TPS para los guatemaltecos.
In this occasion, I'm here to request to the council members of the city of Los Angeles to support us with a TPS for the people from Guatemala.
Pienso que merecemos una digna derecho como para estar legalmente en este país. Nosotros no estamos aquí porque queremos estar, estamos acá porque ha existido mucha falta de oportunidades en nuestros países.
Okay, so so I think that we really deserve this right of dignity, so we can be here legally in this country. We are not here just because we want. We are here because we went through so many problems in our country.
Doy gracias a Dios que al estar aquí en este país, yo personalmente he logrado muchas oportunidades. Hoy en día soy actor y productor de cine. Manejo 2 festivales de cine en el área de Los Ángeles, California. Pero en base a eso he visto que han habido muchas dificultades para poder seguir adelante y continuar con mi carrera.
Okay, so so I thank God that I had so many opportunities in this country. As a matter of fact, I am an actor and I am a producer, and I am managing 2 movie festivals in California, and this is based on like a lot of challenges and difficulties. I can see that we are having so many problems.
Y por eso necesitamos que se apruebe el TPS.
Didn't see too many Latinos in Europe.
So that's why we need
that's
to
for sure.
Yeah,
see, you're like a unicorn. You're Latino over there.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of
plenty of white folks, plenty of black folks, plenty of Asians. Not a whole lot of Latinos.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Juana Calel y soy originaria de Guatemala, de la comunidad Quiché.
Same in Europe,
my
same in the UK.
My name is Juana Calé, and I'm originally from the Guatemaltecan people and from the Mayan people, Quiché.
He vivido en los Estados Unidos por 30 años.
I've lived in the United States for 30 years.
Y pido el apoyo a los concejales de la ciudad de Los Ángeles que se apruebe esta proclamación.
And I'm requesting the support of the council member of Los Angeles to
No, they're definitely not. They don't speak Spanish, right? They speak
En
Portuguese,
apoyo a una
right, Ian?
designación para el
I see what
TPS
you're
guatemalteco.
Supporting the designation for the TPS, for the Guatemaltecan TPS.
Como comunidad guatemalteca, como comunidad indígena
that's
maya,
Pacific
hemos sido
Islander, Brett.
desplazados de nuestras tierras y
As a community, as like a Mayan community, we've been displaced from our own lands.
también hemos vivido lo que se llama el bullying en nuestra ciudad, en nuestra comunidad Guatemala.
And we've also had to endure what's called bullying in our own city, in Guatemala.
Por lo mismo es que pedimos el apoyo de ustedes, los concejales, que nos escuchen nuestra voz como emigrantes,
That's
como
why we
comunidad
are
maya.
requesting to you to listen to our voice, the voice of the Mayan community.
Le pido
I get what you're
permiso
saying now,
que
Ian.
pueda decir
I'm
unas
slow, Ian.
palabras
You know
en
me.
quiché diciendo lo mismo.
So I want to just request for permission to say a few words in Quiché, saying exactly the same thing.
Kakatache, kanan, katat,
What are you
katache,
talking about, Sky?
concejal,
What are you on right now?
Apoyo, chaque.
What are you on? So
Thank
early
you
in the
very
morning.
much. We need your support for TPS for Guatemala. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
No, the volcano doesn't hurt
Next
at all,
speaker,
Geeky.
please.
It's fantastic. In fact, it's less
Good morning.
harmful
If you
on
could
your
please
lungs
remind us
because
of
you're
the name you
vaping, you're
signed
not
up under
smoking,
and items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning.
and nothing gets stale in here.
I'm the president of the Guatemalan,
You know, you hit a bong and you leave a little bit in there, and then even 10 seconds later you go to clear it, it tastes like shit, right? Here I can leave this bag for 10 minutes, come back, and it tastes the same. Because you're not lighting the plant matter.
As a dreamer in 1989, and I have been a great support for all the conditions
That's it, Laguna. That was
of
me.
citizenship for this city, especially, and for this country. I'm now an American citizen with 4 children that were born here that are also American citizens and voting for this country. So, once again, we really need your support on this one, and we need a movement, especially from the greater city of LA, because this is where the most concentration of Guatemala's citizens live right now. So we're really counting on you, and we hopefully will get a TPS for the Guatemalan community.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up
Just
under
drinking
and
coffee,
the items you'd
Mark.
like to speak to.
From Colombia,
Hola, mi nombre es
not
Pablo
Guatemala.
Garzona. Soy
From
originario de
Colombia.
Guatemala.
Hello, my name is Pablo Garzona, and I'm originally from Guatemala.
Soy de la comunidad artística guatemalteca aquí en Los Ángeles.
And I'm from the artistic community, Guatemaltecan community here in Los Angeles.
Estoy hoy aquí pidiendo un TPS para nuestra comunidad guatemalteca.
I am here today to request a TPS for our Guatemaltecan community.
A todos los concejales de la ciudad de Los Ángeles.
To all the council members of the city of Los Angeles.
Sabemos que nuestro
like
país está
little
sufriendo,
cream, little
está
sugar.
desangrándose
I
we
don't drink
know
coffee
that our
black.
country is suffering, that is bleeding out
por desastres
Too bitter.
naturales,
due to natural disasters
narcopolítica,
and narcopolitics
Burundi? I've never heard of that.
corrupción
Jonathan.
a todos niveles.
and corruption
Burundi?
at all the different
Where's it
levels.
from?
Esa es la razón porque en nuestra comunidad las personas que no tienen documentos
That is the reason why the undocumented people from our communities
ni pueden regresar a nuestro país ni pueden también colaborar a sus comunidades.
cannot go back to our country, and also they cannot help their communities.
Es necesario ahora que ustedes nos apoyen con este TPS que ya es tiempo.
It is really necessary that you support us with this TPS because
funny,
it is
Alice.
already time
Yeah, my dad
Para el
liked black
beneficio de
coffee.
toda nuestra comunidad guatemalteca
For the-
aquí en Estados Unidos.
for
Not
the
me.
benefit of all our
So did my aunt.
Guatemaltecan
She liked
community
black
here in
coffee
the
before,
United
too.
States.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
So I do know a few people in my family.
And before our next speaker begins, anybody else who wishes to speak, who's here in the council chamber, you can come.
Probably better for you, right? Less sugar and the fat and the cream and all that.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre.
Sorry, just one moment, please.
Okay.
And there won't be any shouting out. There won't be any, sending statements, like that. Mr. Spindler, you're instructed to be quiet while other people are speaking. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. You knew it was Spindler. You knew
Muy
it.
Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Gustavo Séptimo.
Good morning to everybody. My name is Gustavo Séptimo.
Tengo 35 años de vivir en este estado, en Estados Unidos. Gracias a Dios vine legalmente y soy orgullosamente ciudadano.
I've been 35 years living in United States, and thank God I came here legally and I am a citizen.
Tengo 50 años de ser artista, productor y actualmente sigo vigente.
I am, for 50 years I've been an artist, a producer, and I'm still working on this.
Y gracias a mi carrera me he dado cuenta de la necesidad de mis hermanos de Guatemala.
Thanks to my own career, I've noticed, I've become aware of the needs of my brothers, of my community.
En vista de que los escenarios me han dado la oportunidad de escuchar la queja de nuestros hermanos.
Because being on the stage gave me the opportunity to listen to the complaints of our brothers from Guatemala.
Considero que así como a otros países se les ha dado la oportunidad del TPS, yo les pido por favor nos apoyen también a los guatemaltecos.
I think that as well as other countries been giving like a help of a TPS, I beg you that please support a TPS for the Guatemaltecans.
Agradezco a cada uno de ustedes y en especial a Kevin de León por el aporte que nos está brindando. Muchas gracias.
Thank you to each of you, and especially to Kevin de León for the support that he is giving us.
Turing, I like sugar, and I actually sometimes use that blue agave. I mean, blue agave in the coffee works just as good. There's times I've run out of sugar, and I use that for a little while.
I'm speaking on item number 7.
It tastes really good.
Good morning, City Council. We'd
Pretty
like to
sweet blue agave.
Councilmember Tim McOsker and Councilmember Soto Martinez for introducing this motion on item 7. On behalf of the Western States Regional Council of Carpenters, we appreciate the city for reviewing the Jordan Down construction projects and how best we can set in motion for a project labor agreement between the carpenters and Hakala. This will help the accountability when it comes to the development of construction projects for the future. We would like to see this get done by the City of Los Angeles, and the House of Labor stands behind it totally. As you know, in New York recently, a PLA was signed between the building trades and NYC Housing Authority. We want to make sure when future housing projects are built in Los Angeles, they will be built with union labor that is a local hire component, and that the projects are of quality construction so families can have safe and comfortable
like honey, Victor, right? I mean, it's really close to blue agave. Looks like
Next
it.
Speaker. And while we wait for Mr. Spindler,
viewer discretion is advised.
Item number 7 is not open for public comment, so the last speaker was on general public comment for his minute.
Yes, Pumpkinhead, all the motherfucking items in general fucking comment.
Good morning. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1
Thank
minute
you
for
for
general
starting the
public
clock early, yes.
Look at the people already looking.
Tea time. Yes, golf. White, pasty, rich, Jew fucking sport. Fuck golf. And as we know, Buckethead, not to be confused with Pumpkinhead's brother, lobbied, I believe, the other day for these tea times. I hope he's a registered lobbyist. And what do we do here? We're having a black market. Why, what a racist name in 2024. To agendize this and call it a black market? Oh, that is disgusting. It should be called an illegal market. It should be called a underground market, not a black market. What a racist council this council is. Sitting there and defaming people who are black as being sorted somehow. That's where that term comes from. Did you know that? Shame on Unisys for allowing this to happen. Do you blame Kevin? Oh, not in the least. He's innocent.
So, Speaker, you've exhausted your 1 minute on general public comment.
Yes,
so please move on to the items.
Number 10, asshole, yes. We have the indicted council member. Let's give him a hand. Yes, that's right. Yes, still indicted but passing motions on number 10, letting East 50th Street. Well, that's a real shithole. Why are you holding up the rent from there? You should be glad the landlord provides keys and not cuffs. And then we have number 11. Let's see here. CD 11 and number 14. Tracy Park ripping off the California State Water Resources Control Board. You could wind up in prison for doing things like that. Shame on you, Tracy Beach, known as Tracy Park. $2,108 of theft being returned to Gavin Newsom, who eventually will become the President of the United States after old Biden is committed. And then we have number 15.
Oh, Biden.
Council District 10. Heather Hutt actually doing something for the people of K-Town. Oh, fuck yeah. I can't believe it. She's going to give street lights to Koreans in CD10. And thank you, as Kevin comes near and supports my motion here, that we want street lights in CD1. We want street lights in CD14 because there's no goddamn fucking street lights anywhere else. But Heather wants to give you street lights. On the other hand, she's running against that Korean lady and might get defeated. So again, yes, it's an election year, but we support it. And of course, number 16, fuck number 16. Van Nuys Boulevard is a shithole. I say tear the whole thing down and turn it into a homeless center.
So, Speaker, you have an additional minute for the items because you already used your 1 minute for general public comment on item number 5. So, if you'd like to speak to the items for an additional minute, you may continue.
You don't like that.
Oh, man, they're going to rip me off on my general comment. So we have to go to the FF. Okay, here we go. We'll play your game the way you want to. Item 19. Fucking consideration of fucking motion, fucking relative to fucking amending the fucking Los Angeles fucking municipal code to fucking remove a fucking clause, fucking regarding the fucking installation of a fucking metal plaque or plate on the individual fucking letters or figures of a fucking
laughing.
Not an opportunity for
Look
you
at
to
the
read
Guatemala
agenda to us.
videotaping
This is an
and
opportunity
laughing.
for you to provide comment to this body.
Walk of fucking fame I'm fucking talking about. Fucking requesting. Fucking begging the fucking city attorney to fucking prepare a fucking
Speaker,
ordinance.
you've been asked to provide an actual comment and not simply read the agenda, so you forfeited the rest of your speaking time.
See how they did him right there? You see how they did that? Commie motherfuckers.
Mr. Spindler, your time has expired.
You tell me these people aren't communists,
please
huh?
vacate the podium
Talk about what
so that we
I
can
want to
move
talk
on.
about when I want to talk about it. Otherwise, you don't get to talk. That's what that was.
All right. Mr. Spindler, you're instructed to sit down and be quiet and not disrupt this meeting. I'm instructing you to sit down right now and be quiet.
And for the record, we have explained which item and stated which items are open for public comment multiple times during this meeting.
Bullshit.
In fact,
All right, Mr. Spindler has continued to disrupt this meeting. He's ordered excluded pursuant to Rule 12. Mr. Spindler, leave the meeting immediately and quietly. You're disrupting the meeting despite my instructions. Leave the meeting right now. Wayne Spindler, pursuant to Rule 12, you are instructed to leave this meeting.
Old commie-crats.
The entire city council is waiting while Wayne Spindler is being excluded from this meeting and continuing to shout and disrupt the meeting so we can't proceed.
I love it. Shout out to Wayne Spindler.
Hurry up. We're waiting for you. Get out of our meeting.
Spindler, do you want to move on to the items or general public comment?
What do you want to do? I will play, not pass.
So Mr. Spindler is a regular attendant at these meetings, and he is well aware that the agendas say which items have already had their public hearings, and item number 5 has already had their public hearing.
I like it because
Sergeants,
it's evil,
please
like
make
me.
a note. Mr. Spindler has been excluded pursuant to Rule 12, and he'll be subject to Rule 7 as well. All right. With that, we've exhausted all comment here in the council chambers, so we'll go now to public comment on the phone. First caller, please.
First caller, which items would you like to speak to? Caller ending in
Right
1991. Please press star 6
Here we go with
to
the
unmute.
phones. Let's watch these folks, see if they start
Caller
laughing.
with the last 4 digits,
Brock and Jason
1991.
callers.
This is your last opportunity to speak. Please press star 6 to unmute.
Next caller, please.
Next caller, please.
Caller, which item would you like to speak to?
What's up, nerds and virgins, smoking scans?
Good morning. Which
items would you like to speak to,
Items.
Mr.
All open items. You don't need to be so quick
All right,
on the
go ahead.
the draw there,
Start
buddy.
speaking to the agenda.
You have 3 minutes for the items. That's items 10 through 19.
Thank you. 19. Whatever fast tracks Damon instincts from Smoke and Scan star, I support. I also think that Trump should get a second star. I mean, it's a shame he can only have one for The Apprentice and being in Home Alone and not one for the fabulous president he was, and hopefully will be again. Let's see. 10. Kern, when you stood up and told the seniors that you might remember me from, I half expected you to say when I tried to scam you. Let's see. Hopefully, 18. Hopefully we can include a skate park in the Rainier Park and maybe a Stacy B karaoke arena. Angels that live in my town, they deserve a place to go where people aren't going to, attack them, yell at them. Maybe they can also include a marionette stage. A marionette is a fancy puppet. I only explain it because you seem to get sunned and educated by a hand puppet daily. Let's see. General public comment. Paul, I think you should apologize to Stacey. You insulting her comes off as very misogynistic. You're supposed to support the oppressed. Then when a strong woman doesn't fall in line, you question your leadership and character, you lash out, degrade, and insult her. When she's trying to affect change, you did it in public. It must be hard for the females in your life behind closed doors when they stand up to you. At least Stacey is trying to share talent and spread some happiness. Given the choice of karaoke with Stacey and Mr. Stacey, or watching silly debates followed by live-action rock and sock and robots at the Krikorian House, Stacey 90% of the time. Unless it's Bribe Day. I would hang out with you on Bribe Day. When you act like that, it's no better than Brock Landers talking about the Monica Rodriguez gag ball available at the pump and dump quick stop near you.
A law enforcement type guy who is hired by people to stop these bad individuals.
Fucking love you, Brock. Another great call from Brock.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity.
Great pander.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Item 16 and public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Item 16 has to do with property in Van Nuys. Listen, I hope we're able to do something good with that property, but I hope that the councilman for that area will not allow it to be tagged up. I love the artwork of El Mac, but he's an artist. He's not a tagger. Maybe he was one time, but his work, as someone who collects art, I really enjoy his art. The problem, though, is by the time we get down to see his art, we've had to go through all the tagging that's taking place on the freeways. Even in Northridge now on Plummer, on the Department of Water property near Yolanda, there's walls tagged. Make Water and Power clean that up. So make sure, if we're going to acquire property, let's make sure we take care of it. Public comment. May I move to public comment, sir?
Okay, general public comment.
Yes. I want to thank the people from Guatemala for being there today. And as someone who came from Colorado and didn't have the struggles you did, but I thank you, and I hope that you folks get what you need. But let me give you a word of advice.
Great pander.
Grab the American dream, like the lady who said she owns property, like the young man that said he came here in 1989 who spoke beautiful English. You have to educate yourself and your children. Please, if you want...
Mr. Candido, respectfully,
can't talk to them.
I appreciate your comments, but this is your opportunity to address the body, not the members of the public.
That's it.
All right. Well, I want to thank them for being there. So
Great
they can see
panderer.
the body. And lastly, I want to thank the new Miss Quiones and to Marty Adams, who I worked with for 10 years. Marty, you're a great guy. You deserve this large retirement. And you and your team, when you guys served the city of Los Angeles, you showed me what real DWP workers like you and Mr. Serrano are all about.
Thank you very much.
DWP, Department of Water and Power Workers. That's who he's pandering to now.
Caller, which item would you like to speak to?
My God. The great pander, everybody. Candido.
Caller ending in 7255. Please press star 6 to unmute.
Caller ending in the last 4 digits, 7255. This is your last opportunity to speak. Please press star 6 to unmute. Okay, next caller.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
Man, nobody's.
Caller ending in 2616. Please press star 6 to mute.
Yeah, it's Eric Previn.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
The lawyer on the phone.
Yeah, I'd like to speak on the available items and also a general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. That's items 10 through 19, and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Okay, well, 19 for starters. Here's Mr. Harris Dawson whipping together a quick $600K for a group called Ward Economic Development. Sounds very professional. Only $50,000 goes to pay for them, and then they hire temporary workers to the tune of like almost $4. So $500,000 for 6 months of workers. What are they doing? Well, they're assisting with the Safe Passage program. That sounds like very expensive crossing guards. I don't quite get it, but I do wonder about one detail, which is $90,000 in administrative fees. Hello?
Almost
$90,000. That's a 15% administrative fee. Am I losing it? Is that something that people get? 15% on top of all the salary. It's all salary. Well, good luck with that one. Hutt is upgrading the streetlights in her area as the election comes close, and she's trying to do something to show the older Koreans she's in their camp.
Smoke.
So she's got the senior center, but it's only $3,000. If you pay attention to the rates and the grim report from Department of Public Works about how it's $900 for the cable and $800 for the bulb and $600. You know, the idea that we're going to replace our lights in the city with this budget problem, as Bloomfield is sobbing quietly in the corner about the rack up. We sit in the dark. We sit in the dark. Good luck, Hutt. I hope you win or lose. I hope you lose. By the way, nice to put on the agenda, Krikorian. You're so brave. The $2,108 Cal State Water Control Board grant. Lovely. Very nice. And then shut up on everything else, right? I thought it was cool to have Miles L. Mac McGregor properly end over right into City Hall so that everybody could see that he's a player.
Speaker, this is not on the agenda. You can speak to it during general if you'd like, but if you'd like to continue with the agenda items, please continue with those.
No, I am still on the... wait a minute. I thought that the Cal State Water Board... Were you following along, Grote? Grote, were you following along or no?
Speak, Mr. Previn. This is not question and answer time. It's your time to speak.
I'm going to have to see Grote after class, but I'll get back to item number 16. Thank you. Thank you for finally acknowledging that Grote needs to be replaced. I think we've all come to the same conclusion, and I appreciate your leadership once and for all, especially for your self-management style, where you are your own greatest
Speaker,
critic.
this is not on the agenda, so this is your last warning.
And what happens after the warning? I go to general?
Yes, you can go to general.
Yes, you have a minute for general public comment.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Thank you. And I want to thank McCosker for stepping up for municipal golf the week after his brother stepped up for municipal golf. It's such a nice thing. And I love municipal golf at like Weddington, where Nithya Raman's father played tennis. But then, unfortunately, Nithya Raman was busy asserting jurisdiction up in the Walnut Grove on Laurel Canyon when all of the people of Studio City showed up one morning and clung to the fence, hoping and praying that Studio City's heart and soul, the lungs of that great community, would be left alone and Harvard Westlake would come to their senses and voluntarily. But no, now Erewhon is suing Sportsman's Lodge. So I hope you're happy about that one. We're going to get you all. All of you will be rounded up by the local community in Studio City and aired out for what you are, which is sellouts. There's absolutely no reason to benefit the billionaires over the people who live in the area in Studio City. There's no reason to do that.
Thank you. Next caller, please.
Caller, which items
They
would you
don't
like
like
to
Eric
speak to?
Previn because he's a legitimate lawyer and he's well-spoken and,
Caller ending in
drops a lot of facts on
3784.
them.
Please press *6 to unmute.
They don't like that.
Yes, we can hear you. Which items would you like to speak to?
All items. Or just general comment, actually.
Oh,
Okay, so you have
under
1
or
minute
over
for general
10.
public
Under or
comment.
over
Please
10.
begin.
All right. So I want to talk about the fake progressives on this council. We have Eunice Hernandez and Hugo Soto Martinez. Eunice and Hugo spent all of yesterday killing the ethics reform. I wonder why that is. Eunice has now been last weekend held an event with Kevin De Leon. We thought you thought we wouldn't find out about that. But yeah, Eunice held a joint event with Kevin De Leon last weekend. Why did you do that, Eunice? I thought you were trying to get him out of office. You're now holding events with him? Why? You're racist. You know he needs to be off the council. Why are you holding events with him? And you and Hugo killed the ethics reform, watered it down to the point that it's basically nothing now. Why did you do that?
Speaker,
even
your
Paul
time has
voted.
expired.
Thank you very much.
13
Next caller,
ums in a minute.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
It's literally like one every 4 seconds.
Good morning. This is Sean from Snoga Park.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. Which items would you like to speak on?
How you doing? Item 15, item 10, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Item 10, item 4 for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Item 15, I'm for street lighting. That's it for the items.
Okay.
For general public comment.
General public comment?
Yeah. What the fuck is happening to LA, to Metro? I've been hearing on the news it's 2 or 3 more incidents during the past 48 hours. What the fuck is going on? That's why I'm not downtown at City Hall for a little while. Somebody told me not to ride Metro. I can only ride in the belly. Man, what the hell is going on? Captain Barker is pissed off. I'm pissed off too. If Metro's not going to get it together, they should get the hell out. Get another bus coming to replace it. I'm sick of Metro.
Fucking love Sean.
Thank you. Next caller, please.
Caller,
He's right.
which items would you like to speak to?
Yeah, isn't it an art? It's like artwork with him, dude. It's an
Private
art
caller,
form to be
please
able
press
to
*6 to
kick
unmute.
out 13 ums in 1 minute and just have it flow perfectly. Every other word is
Go ahead, caller.
13 in 1 minute.
Okay. Next caller, please.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to? Caller ending in 9716. Please press *6 to unmute.
Hi.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Yes. I'd like to speak on general public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Please begin.
They shadow banning him, Ian.
Thank you. Good morning, City Council. My question is for Monica Rodriguez. Monica Rodriguez, I'm calling from the Southern Tahunga neighborhood where I reside at. My question to you is, what happened to the 4th of July fireworks show that took place every 4th of July at Vertigo Hills High School? My family has attended the Vertigo Hills High School 4th of July fireworks show that was done by professional pyrotechnic people. And I've noticed that that the 4th of July fireworks show has been discontinued, and I'd like to know what's the reason behind it. I'd like to know if you discontinued the 4th of July fireworks show from taking place at Vertigo Hills High School. I'd like to get a response from that. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. We'll take 2 more callers, please.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to? Private caller, please press *6 to
Private
unmute.
caller. Somebody's blocked.
Okay. Next caller, please.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
too.
Hello, Council.
Good morning.
Is
Which
that
items would
lobster?
you like to speak to?
General public, please.
That's
Okay,
lobster.
so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
Thank you. Shout out to Brock Landers. Hey, don't worry about Candido. The problem with Candido, we all know.
So you need to
is
speak
that
to the
his dad
council
never said
about
he loved
items
him.
that are within the jurisdiction of the council, not talk to
I
other
said
speakers.
general public.
Yes, but you have to
General
address this
public,
body.
Yeah, this
General.
sorry, this is not the time for performance art. It's the time to speak to the city council about things that are within the jurisdiction of the city council. So please do so.
Look at your fucking face. Fucking don't cut me off.
Okay. Sorry, your time has expired. Move on to the next
Brock
caller,
got a
please.
shout out from Lobster. Let's get it.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
Brock's the man.
Caller ending in 6614. Please press star 6 to unmute.
All right, that will conclude public comment on all agenda
Bro, you guys
items
dunked
and
7
conclude
calls.
general public comment. Mr. Clerk, what's available now for us to vote on?
The council may now vote on
Like,
items
fuck
10
that, I'm
through
out of
16,
here. Lobster
18,
just
and
pissed
19.
me off.
Those items are now before us. Do any
Fuck
members
that
wish to
guy.
be heard
I'm
on
mad.
any of these items? Seeing none,
I'm
let's
mad.
open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
14 ayes.
Thank
All right, let me
you.
go feed
Item
him because he's gonna go
5 is
crazy,
now
and then
before
we'll.
us as
I guess I'll do
amended
my outro.
by
You ready to eat?
Amendment 5A and 5B, which are before you, members. Do any members wish to be heard on this item? Seeing none, let's go ahead and open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
14 ayes.
Thank you. That'll take us to item number 17, which is before us as amended by motion 17A by Mr. Harris Dawson. Do any members wish to be heard on this item? Seeing none, let's go ahead and open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
14 ayes.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, what's now before us?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Without objection, posted and referred. Next.
The desk is clear.
Very good. Members, are there any announcements? Any announcements, members, on my left? Any announcements by members on my right? Seeing no announcements, are there motions for adjournment, members? Any motions for adjournment on my left? I see none. Any motions for adjournment on my right? I see none. Thank you, members. Go forth and serve the city well. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, thank you so much. So we just got 2 questions from the podium, I believe, and if anyone else has
All right, guys, I'm back.
First,
I'm back. I'm back. You know it. Man, Hollywood Boulevard right there. They sure are. Yeah,
Yeah, the Heart of Hollywood is it's a long-term vision that includes even doing an EIFD, which will bring a lot of.
What did I do? What did I miss? I'm sorry, Daddy.
But
What's
this
going
is,
on, Hoosier?
What is so
What did
this
I
is
do?
a continuation of that. But what is new is east of Gower. All that is new.
Had to go feed
the
Sting.
bike lanes, that was not
Music
part because
played?
that's a
Oh,
different
well.
funding source.
It is what it is.
And the bike
So it
lanes
gets a
and
copyright
bus lane
strike. It
west
is
of Gower is also new. But the long term is to continue to activate the street. So we see this as a point in the larger continuum.
Blame it on Stinks. It's Stinks' fault. Stinks was the one who needed to eat so much, and he shouldn't be eating for another 9 minutes.
Yeah, we hope to start.
But we fed him early, so he'd leave me
and
alone.
hopefully by the first half of next year, all that will be completed. One of the great things about this project was that it brought in 2 different funding sources. Metro had about $6.7 million.
So why are they playing this video?
Gower to La Brea, and then we found other pocket of money from LADOT's Vision Zero, which is about $1.2 million. So this is really about stitching 2 different programs together.
That's weird while it's still live. Okay, so I guess we're out of here for now. I don't. Oh, no. Go on the helicopter. I guess that's it. Yeah. As soon as I left, that's when they left. See, that's my luck. That's my luck. That's how they do it. That's my luck. That's how they do it. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Or today. I'll be around. If we get a chase, we'll pop on. Not for the Twitter chases, but for the ones that actually make it to the news. We shall do that. Other than that, I guess I will see you on Friday. Here is, you like the shirt? Yeah. It was sent to me as a gift. There's the link to Dad's Gone Live. He is live right now if you guys want to have a place to hang out and chill. There you go. There's a place for you right there. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. You do the same, Kat. Have a great day. And everybody else as well. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe out there. Happy hump day. I will see you guys either on the next chase or Friday morning at 10:15 a.m. Remember, on the 20th, Monday, we do have the Dalton City Council meeting. I think it's going to be crazy fireworks. Because of all of what's gone on, them naming the mayor pro temp being Jason House. So I think there's going to be a lot being said. Dad's Gone Live is now off. Jeez. So, yeah, he's done too. But go click like and subscribe on his page. Shout out to Jacob and Ruger. But I guess that's it for now. You guys have a fantastic one. I'll see you guys on the next one. So be good.
Hasta la vista, baby.
And before that, thank you for the likes, the love, the donos, the thumbs ups. They work and they're free. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys.
Bye.